Welcome to the Embrace the Face podcast, where we celebrate all things weird and wonderful. I'm Allie Anderson, your host, here to bring you high vibe content and interviews for your highest good in self-healing and ascension. May these episodes bring you all you need in each now, and I thank you for listening, as always. Welcome to another episode of Embrace the Face. Today is Lunar Ceremonies, honoring the new moon in Pisces, which is the very last new moon of this astrological new year, and we are going to get right to it. So I want to be totally honest with you guys. I looked at my stats, and 60% of my listeners drop off when I do my little at the beginning, but I really don't give a fuck because this is how I start my show, and thank you for listening if you continue to do so. The other night, Kevin and I, my husband, we started recording. He hasn't been on my podcast episode in literally 3 years, and he keeps asking me to, and his schedule is crazy. So he's like 24/7 in and out. So he occasionally will tell me like, okay, I'm ready to record. And then we're about to record and he gets a phone call that he has to leave on like an emergency tow call. Or the other night we sat down and within literally 30 seconds, our daughter texted that she needed a ride. So Kevin will be back on. We love the comments. I had posted like a little magic clip of our dialogue when we were attempting to record the other night. And so many people have been asking, texting, and even telling Kevin, like, when are you going to be back on? So Kevin will be back on. And we also have like these big ideas and these big things in the works together for a podcast. So stay tuned. It's going to be amazing. And it's probably going to be coming early this summer. So please do stay tuned. Okay, so I am so excited. So I don't know why. Normally I get super excited like this with moons that are in Aquarius because that is my home sign as a triple Aquarius. But this new moon being the new moon in Pisces, the last new moon of this astrological new year, literally means, to me at least, that this is just like the time period where your hopes, dreams, and wishes can all come to. You can use the term manifestation, you can use the term intention, making shit happen, whatever works for you. Regardless, this is the phase of Luna to live out your dreams, to utilize discernment, but to know that this is what your soul has been waiting for, which is why on Friday, March 20th, this coming Friday, I'm going to have a free 1-hour workshop at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join. I have a link that I can send you. Email me if you're interested and just let me know that you want in on the free workshop. If you are on social media, you can just DM me, or if you want to text me or call me or whatever you want to do to get in, because this is going to be the moment we are going to honor and celebrate spring, the equinox. Spring is all about rebirth. And if you've purchased the sacred box this month, you know that the theme is the solar plexus chakra, and rebirth is the theme, calendula is the oil, and Persephone is the goddess. Why? Because Persephone is rising this week to come and meet her mother Demeter, who is the ancient goddess of fertility, as well as Persephone coming from the underworld, being the goddess of rebirth, death and rebirth. And that's what this astrological theme, especially being the new moon in Pisces, that innovative, intuitive, that dreamlike energy, going ahead and just letting your soul surrender, letting yourself surrender, putting the ego aside, telling your ego, like, hold the phone, like, you're not in charge anymore. I'm in charge now. My soul is in charge now. And when you start taking ownership of who you are and what you want out of your life, literally your hopes, wishes, and dreams for yourself, for your children, for your family, for your future, for your legacy, whatever you are building in this lifetime, this is the fucking now. This is the now to tap in. This is the energy to really believe in yourself, to knock those heart walls down. Every time I do Reiki on a client, every time I tap into a client's quantum field, there are always things that we need to disentangle from. There are heart walls, there are entanglements in the quantum. You can let these go. You can let them go in the now, or you can wait until just whenever you think that it's going to come your way, that miraculously healing is going to come your way, because you can't think your way into healing. You can't think your way into ascending. Yes, spirit, God, source, universe can most certainly throw you signs along the way, but it's up to you and your consciousness, your conscious presence, your soul essence, whether or not they're picking up on those signs and signals. And if so, if you are picking up on them, what are you doing about it? Are you sitting around doing nothing? Or are you taking those channel downloads, those ideas, those dreams and visions, and are you actually doing something with it? Are you making a tangible product? Are you selling something that is a service? Are you doing anything that is some sort of energy exchange? Because everything is energy. That's all there is to it, per Albert Einstein, right? Of course, he channels through in each episode. But this is the point, is that whatever you visualize, that's your clairvoyance. So if you haven't taken the free psychic challenge, you'd note that whatever you visualize in your head for yourself, that is your highest self coming through to tell you that this is what you came here for. This is what you were made for. So even if you think your idea is stupid, even if you think nobody's going to like it, put that fear and shame aside, okay? You don't need the fear and shame. Just get out of the way. You're sitting at home. You want to share all this shit online. You want to get yourself out there, whether you want to be monetized or you're just doing it because it's cathartic. A lot of what I do is just cathartic. I show up every single day and I channel my ideas so that I can share with you what I've learned over the years so that you can live free, so that it can soak into your subconscious, sowing that awakening seed. And then eventually you wake up and you're like, wait a second, this is not how I want to live my life. I am me, and I am not ashamed of being me. And this is what I want to do. This is what I came here to do. This is what I believe my soul led me here to this moment to now wake up and go ahead and embody the highest timeline version of me, of you, of all of us, of humanity. That is what makes the world go round, when we are consciously living in a higher vibrational frequency so that we may go ahead and continue to flow and grow, right? So embodying this energy, and even in the Venus energy, the loving energy, like embodying your sensuality, your sexuality, awakening your base chakras, your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus, allowing yourself to feel grounded, to feel sensual, to feel sexual, to feel that goddess energy, to feel like you are in flow, like you have a zest for life. And once you feel grounded in the root and you have that zest for life in the sacral, then the solar plexus can't help but awaken and spin and activate, and your base chakras are then flowing, that energetic pranic flow right through your channels, your nadis. They are flowing, they are free, and you are literally able to embody who you are meant to be, right? Okay, so I hope that that makes sense for this new moon energy here in Pisces as we step into the spring equinox, as we make our way into the new astrological new year, as we move into Aries. This is the moment to surrender. It is safe to surrender. The answer is to surrender. Why? Because we don't know the true answer of why we're here. We will never know, odds are, in this lifetime. I would love to say that with AI and like all this scientific technology, that maybe we would find out the answer to consciousness and where we go in the astral realms, and really just connecting all the pieces together. And this is something that Kevin and I actually talk about a lot. We spent like an hour the other night. I should probably record these conversations because they're very enlightening, especially coming from him and his perception. And I'm sure that the audience would like really be interested in the dynamic of what I'm saying when I say that we have these discussions. So anyway, we were talking about literally like, what are we here for? Where did we come from? And you can, as humans, people who are vocal about this. So I'm a human projector, right? I vocalize. My Mercury is in my first house in Aquarius. So that is my communication. It is just who I am. It is my self-identity. That's why I podcast. I had to get over my fear and shame of being seen, of being visualized, of feeling safe to be seen and heard, no matter how many people listen, whether it's like 2 people or 5 million. I mean, I welcome it all. So my body, my nervous system now feels safe. So what do you need in your life to feel safe to share your special message? Because your message is not my message and my message is not your message. Your message is uniquely literally imprinted in your genes, in your genetic DNA, in the cosmos, written in the stars for you. You have a gift unlike any other human. Only you know the specifics of your gift. Only you can tap in to your unique soul blueprint energy within, without, above and below, trusting God's source universe, so that you can then figure out who you are. To know thyself is to love thyself, is to heal thyself, right? That's what I always say. So just knowing that, like, we will never know, but what you can do is do yourself the favor of continuing to deep dive, continuing to question, but most importantly, continuing to surrender to what is, following your passions, following your heart, having open communication, open dialogue with others that are like-minded in your circle, being self-aware of who, what, where, when, how, why. People who are in your life, are they benefiting you? Are they not? The foods that you're eating, are they benefiting you or you're not? The habits that you consume, are they benefiting you or are they not? Everything that you do in your life, your career, is it benefiting you or not? Yeah, it might be paying your bills, but how's your nervous system? How's your mentality? How's your physical body? How is your emotional health? What are you feeling each and every moment of every single day? Are you in fight, flight, freeze, fawn? Or are you in rest, recovery, digest, and flow? What are you doing? How are you living your life? How do you want to live your life? So today's a big thinker, right? Like, what are you made for? There's a song, I totally forget what I was made for. It was like a huge trending reel audio for a while. This is what I was made for. I think from the Barbie movie, right? I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, I've been shuffling these cards. So let's see what Luna, our Moonology deck, has to say for us today. Last quarter moon in Gemini, clear your mind. So the last quarter moon is that we're winding down. It is that autumnal energy, and you really want to close out on tasks and projects. But most importantly, I think the Gemini, the air sign, this card is speaking of open your heart, shut off your mind and open your heart. Air signs, I'm an Aquarius, Gemini is an air sign. You can be in your head a lot. It is difficult to remain grounded. So therefore, if you're not actively like focusing on meditation, odds are you may not be very grounded in your body and you may be more in your mind. So what can you do to clear that mind? What can you do to clear that mind, to get out of the head and into the heart, to live heart-centered each and every moment of every single day? To gain clarity, that's another theme of this new moon, to really understand that self-worth, that self-purpose, that reason that you're here. And you may be, a mom, a wife, a husband, a spouse, whatever you are. What if you're a parent, if you're an aunt or an uncle, you're a funkle. I love like everyone always says that. I love people who are like, I'm a funkle, like if you're a fun uncle. Anyway, so I like to think I'm a fun aunt. I'm a cool aunt. I had to be sterilized at 25, so I couldn't have any more children. So I like to really like have fun and just like with my goddaughter and my nieces and my nephew, like to and all kids, to just like embrace that imagination, right? Imagination is more important than knowledge, per Albert Einstein. So I feel like throughout my journey, getting out of my head and into my heart more, I have really taken on that embodiment of what it means to, one, be the observer, right? To really take in, like, especially with kids, it is said that by even before the age of 7, that moral values are formed. And when you shut children down before that age, when you're shutting down their throat chakra, when you're shutting down their creativity, when you're shunning them, then they can't live to be free. And that's the whole idea, right? Then they struggle throughout childhood. They struggle throughout adolescence, being like, who am I? Why am I here? What was I made for? And we don't want that for the next generations. We want them to grow and know who they are. We don't want them to live in the head. We want them to live in the heart. And that is something that Kevin and I prioritize as parents. I don't know about you listeners, but I would rather my kid go to trade school than go to a university and acquire hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt and then turn around in 10, 15 years and be like, yeah, I hate my job. I hate my life. I'm still paying student loans and I don't want to do this anymore. I have taught my children from the get-go that you can follow your heart. Yes, you need to figure out how to make a living. Like mommy and daddy aren't going to pave the way for you. My husband and I have had to work very hard. And while we are very blessed with some generational wealth, our goal is to build our own generational wealth so that we can pass that on to our children, but not without instilling the intention that you were made for something big. Like, you were made to help this planet. You were made uniquely you to share a gift with the world. So figure out what it is, whether it's literally like my son talking about since he was a little kid that he wants to follow in my husband's footsteps and be a mechanic and a salesman and an entrepreneur. By all means, buddy, go right ahead. My daughter still trying to figure it out. But she's somebody who's in a theater high school right now, and I encourage her to go to a theater school if that's what she wants to do. And guess what? My kid is telling me, well, that's not a great backbone, mommy. I need to have something financially sound. So if it doesn't work out in the theater world, like, what am I going to do? So I love that my kid is well-rounded in that regard, but I care more about my kid being happy than anything else in the world. Why? Because when I was 16, I knew that I wanted to be a nurse. I went to nursing school. I was a nurse by 21. I bought a house by 22. I had a kid by 23. And by 27, I committed myself to a psych ward. So I don't really know. Actually, that was 2019. So how old was I? 27. I don't even know. I can't do math right now, but it was 2016 and I was born in 87. So I was 29 years old. By 29 years old, I admitted myself, walked into the ER and said, I can't do life anymore. I was a well-rounded, successful individual with 6 figures being made, with 6 figures in my retirement accounts. I had owned 3 homes at that point at 29 years old. I had my life ahead of me. I had everything I ever could have wanted, right? I have the husband, the children, the cars. I had a fucking golf cart, I had a boat. Like, I was miserable. I had everything on paper. But in here, in my heart, there was a void. There was a total fucking void, a total miscommunication, a total disconnection between who Allie actually was and the robot version that had been walking around for 29 years, because I was so shut down and shunned for who I just tried to be until I wasn't anymore. And now here I am, and as are you. So keep trusting, keep dreaming, keep believing, keep knowing, keep surrendering, and just keep going. Today's episode is pretty short, but I do want to do a quick little grounding exercise for your highest good. So going ahead and taking deep breath, closing your eyes, getting yourself nice and comfortable. And the idea of when you take deep breaths, because again, 3 deep breaths will signify to the autonomic nervous system that you are safe in your body, and it brings you into that parasympathetic state of relaxation. We are not as frozen. Your shoulders aren't up as tight, or high. Your jaw isn't clenched. So going ahead and just closing your eyes and focusing on taking a nice deep breath in through the nose all the way into the belly space and out on exhale. That exhale is going to be way longer than the inhale, twice as long if possible. Focusing on that nice deep breath in through the nose all the way into the belly space and releasing. And on this next inhale, visualizing the brightest white light you've ever seen coming in, filling all nooks and crannies of your physical body, every cell, nucleus, and atom, returning every cell to its natural, healthy, healing state. Taking a moment, focusing just on the breath out of the mind and in the heart, focusing on that heart center with each breath, visualizing the brightest green you've ever seen, that green getting brighter and brighter, bigger and bigger, expanding from front to back and side to side, knowing that you are fully enveloped in your own love, your own self-love, now fully rejuvenated and loving yourself. Every time now moving forward, you're going to see your reflection. You're going to hear your own voice. You are going to unconditionally love thyself. Taking a moment to feel into your body. If you feel any tightness anywhere, breathing into that space, letting it go, simply watching it all alchemize into gold. Taking a nice deep breath in and letting go, feeling lighter and brighter and calmer and stronger and ready to fulfill your dreams. Thank you for tuning in. Please stay tuned on Fridays on my YouTube channel. I do have Frequency Fridays now, where there are short 3 to 5 minute clips for your healing on the go. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. Please leave a review, leave a rating. Peace out, and God bless.